Hi, everybody. This is Steve Hoggard, the pastor of Hickory Hill Baptist Church. And today is, I think, March the 22nd, the last full week of March. And we're going to do the thought of the week. And this thought came to me, yesterday, I guess. I took my dog. She's a black lab. I took her to a pond behind the house and just to kind of let her to swim and fetch. And she hasn't done that in a very, very long time. It's been cold and pond's been froze over. And anyway, I took her, and I don't know how many times I threw the little duck dummy out there, little bumper thing, and I threw it out there, and at least over 20 times, I would think. And she loved it. And if the dog could smile, I think she was smiling. I don't know if she can or not. She looked happy, and we came back home. That was about it. And I started thinking about that, and she is a black lab, and that is what she's geared for. I mean, she just enjoyed the swimming and the fetching, and she enjoys that more than me just throwing a ball in the yard, for her just getting out and swimming. And that's kind of made her DNA. That's kind of how she was bred, and that's kind of what makes her tick, you could say. So that's kind of who she is. It's how she's wired. Now, and that made me think, is do you realize that you and I are wired really for one thing, and that is a relationship with Jesus Christ. In fact, a guy named Blaise Pascal, I probably butchered his name. I'm sorry if I did. 1700, he was a philosopher. He was a French dude, a philosopher. He was also a mathematician. I think he invented the earliest calculator or something. I don't know. But anyway, he said this: there is a God-shaped vacuum in the heart of each man, which cannot be satisfied by any created thing, but only God the Creator, made known through Jesus Christ. And what he says is we all have this emptiness inside of us. He called it a vacuum. This emptiness inside of us, and we try to fill it full of all different kind of things. Money, our hobbies, work. It can be anything, but we try to fill it full, and we're never truly satisfied. And the only way we'll be truly satisfied is through a relationship with Jesus Christ. And that is the way God built us, you could say. That is wired in our DNA. And boy, we try a lot of ways to fill that hole in our heart, but we can't. So I want to share, I'm not going to read a lot of passages, but just two. One is in Acts 17. I think it is starting in verse 24. So just look at that and read about 5 verses in that chapter. Acts 17, verse 24 through 28, I think. Read that, and basically what it says is Paul is talking to the church of Athens, and he's talking to them, trying to witness to them. And he says, you have a lot of gods around. And he said, I noticed you have an unknown God there, and you're trying to cover all the bases. They're trying to, because they missed a God. And he said, you have an unknown God there. And I'll tell you, the unknown God, he created everything. In fact, he made you, and he created you to search for him. And he goes on, and in him we move and we breathe. And he shares the gospel with them. The point is, Paul is trying to get at is we have a emptiness inside of us. And we all long, but we try to fill that longing with other stuff. One more passage I want to share with you, and is it in John chapter 7. And we'll start in midway through verse 37. It says, if anyone is thirsty, this is Jesus talking, if anyone is thirsty, let him come to me and drink. In other words, anyone inside that has a hole or a yearning inside of us that feel like we're missing something. If anyone has that, which we all have that, we try to fill it full of all bunch of different stuff, is what I try to tell you. The one who believes in me, as streams of living water flow from deep within him. Now that word deep within him means a big hole. It means a hole within, deep, deep hole within inside of us. And Jesus says, if you believe in me, if you trust in me, then I will fill that up with living water. Guys, that should excite you. That you can have that longing inside of you being filled. And it only happens through a relationship with Jesus Christ. You know, my dog, she's bred, and she is supposed to do one thing, and that is to go and retrieve. ducks. I don't duck hunt anymore, but she longs just to go out there and swim and retrieve that dummy back. And again, I mean, I threw a lot of times yesterday, and she just kept going and going, and she could smile. If I knew she was smiling, she was probably smiling. And the way that you and I could have joy, have peace, and have fulfillment, and that is through a relationship with Jesus Christ. Remember, God created you, and because He created you, He knows what is best for you, and He put a hole inside of your heart that can only be filled by Him. I hope you got encouraged. Hope you learned something. Hey, God bless, and we'll see you later. Bye.